I have read quite a few more volumes of manga than I normally do by this point in the week. So I wanted to do like a mid-weekly slash end of March reading recap video because I feel like if I wait until next week, I'm gonna have too many manga to talk about and I'm gonna yap for like an hour and I'm gonna try not to do that. So let's look at all of the books that I have read in the past 3 days. I've read 6 books in 3 days, which isn't that many, I don't think. And as always, I'm just going to talk about what I feel about them. I'm going to try not to spoil anything. And my first one was volume 2 of Amelia no Koukiteki romance. This is a high school romance shoujo series. I am still really enjoying it. I think I liked volume 2 just about as much as volume 1. I don't think it was like a great improvement, but I already really liked volume 1, so I have no complaints. Volume 2 just kind of furthers their relationship, I think. There is a new character added in this volume who I actually really enjoyed. I was scared it was going to be the inclusion of a potential love triangle, and it still could be a potential love interest. They could cause love conflict, but I'm not mad about it. I feel like I really like the new character, so even if they become a love interest, I'm not going to be upset. And if nothing else, they're going to become motivation for our main couple to actually become a couple because they're still not a couple in this volume. Their relationship is very ambiguous, which sometimes I like, sometimes I don't like. I think because I like the overall story, I'm okay with it, but I would like them to start dating. So this one was a good one. This one I am fully caught up in. There are only 2 volumes out now, but volume 3 will be released soon, I think. Yeah, at the end of this book, it says volume 3 is coming out in May sometime, so volume 3 soon. My next read was volume 7 of Choking on Love. This is another shoujo university romance. And I'll preface this by saying I really, really like Choking on Love. I've been a fan ever since it first started publishing, so it's been, I think, a couple years. I'm invested in this one. And because I am invested in this one, the slightest potential conflict really, really, really stresses me out. I can't emphasize how much it stresses me out. And I don't know why, because I can deal with no, I can't. That's why I can't deal with drama. I don't like I don't like drama when I like the characters. I like if it's really dramatic from the start, like in Something's Wrong with Us. Like this one is dramatic from the start. Everybody sucks. It's just drama. I can deal with that. I can deal with that drama. But when it's something like Choking on Love, where you're introduced to all the characters, you learn about the relationship, you root for them, and then conflict and drama is introduced, I can't handle it because I need them to be happy. I need a happy ending. I'm sorry, but I do. I'm kind of a baby when it comes to that. So whenever, nothing big even happens in this volume, and I'm not going to say what happens in this volume because it's not in English yet, but the slightest, oh, that could cause drama has me up in arms because I'm so scared something bad's going to happen. So while I am liking this, it does really stress me out. I waited a bit to read this one because I knew it was going to stress me out, and then it did. But overall, I did enjoy it. My next read was volume 4 of Love at First Memory is the English title. Volume 1 is out in English right now. This is a shoujo memory loss reverse harem series. There are 4 potential male love interests. Once the story moves on, it really becomes 2 potential male love interests. Thankfully, my favorite potential male love interest is in the running. He is in the final 2. But even at volume 4, it's very confusing. You don't know who's going to win. Or win. Do they win if they end up in a relationship? I think so. But I am really enjoying this. And I do like not knowing who she's going to end up with until the end. I think it's a really fun series. I was really surprised when I realized it was a high school drama because it's all about our female lead deciding who she wants to marry. And I think she's 17. She's in high school. It's kind of young for deciding who she wants to marry. But I do like this. She still has memory loss. She does not have all of her memories back, even 4 volumes in. So I'm assuming maybe she'll get them back in the next volume. We'll see. I am hoping something big happens in volume 5 and she ends up with who I want her to end up with. But I don't know. I have to read volume 5 and I don't want to say my big thoughts on it because that will spoil it. But I'm hoping something big happens in volume 5 and it ends how I want it to end. Even if she ends up with the other guy though, As long as she's happy, that's all that matters. Okay, getting into darker things now. I read volume 2 of Adabana. I'm gonna preface this. I really, really am enjoying Adabana. This one does have an English out. This one, I think it's a seinen. Yeah, it's seinen. It's complete at 3 volumes. It is being published in English right now. I think there's 2 volumes out in English. It's complete in Japanese already. Adabana is a dark, dark, dark horror series, and it really goes places. So I am really enjoying it, but I was expecting volume 2 to follow a similar like storytelling method to volume 1, where we have our female protagonist who announced to the police that she was the reason behind her best friend's disappearance. They arrest her, and then she tells the story in fragments. And it was kind of clear that, okay, maybe she's lying, or she's like being very, very detailed about some things, but then she's omitting a lot of things clearly. So, like, she's a very unreliable narrator. What's going on? I was assuming that was how volume 2 was going to go, but it wasn't. Volume 2, when I finished this volume, I had to lie down. I had to watch Adventure Time for a bit because it put me in such a dark place. And again, it's such a it's so well written. I want to emphasize I liked it, but it was so dark. So this one, look up the trigger warnings, and I don't usually say that, but look up trigger warnings if you want to start this one, because especially if you're a woman, even if you're not a woman, but especially if you're a woman, it can be very upsetting because there is a lot of like violence against women specifically. A lot of the scenarios that the it's not our female lead in this one, but the disappeared best friend is the protagonist in volume 2. A lot of what she goes through is like deeply, deeply upsetting things that could very well happen in real life. And it's deeply upsetting. And I think my cover is dirty. Got the second hand. That's okay. But but so yeah, it was very upsetting, but it's a very well told story. So in volume 1, our protagonist was clearly omitting things. We don't exactly know the full story. Volume 2, we see everything through the eyes of the best friend who's disappeared now. We understand why she was having such a hard time, the poor girl. It was really upsetting, but it's a very interesting story. Like, it's dark and it's sad and it's awful, but it's very well written. So I did enjoy it. Just you have to be in the right mood to read it. Like, I don't even know when I'm going to read volume 3 because I have to mentally prepare myself for it. Moving on to another dark one, but English. I read volume 1 of Smile. This one is a seinen horror series. It's a dark series, but it's nowhere near as dark as Adamana. This one is my first buy from the Kodama publishing house. I really liked this. I think I'm gonna do like a video just dedicated to this one because I enjoyed it a lot. But this is, yeah, a seinen dark, horror, kind of dark series about a cult. So our protagonist is a investigator, or like an investigative journalist, that's the word. And he is trying to find out what happened to his missing, I'm assuming she's his wife because they had a kid together. Maybe his like longtime girlfriend, maybe wife. No, they have the same last name, so it's the wife. Okay. So, an investigative journalist trying to figure out what happened to his wife. He sees her image in a promotional poster for the Smile Society, which is a cult all about the joys that smiling can bring. And he decides to join the cult and try and figure out what happened to his wife. But the cult is a little bit weird. Everybody's always like really, really smiling like all the time. And whenever he tells his like friends and coworkers that like I'm thinking of looking into the Smile Society, or like, do you know anything about this society? Have you heard about them? Instantly they're like, drop it. Like, do not like stop. And he's like, oh, you want me to stop? That means I'm gonna do it. Which, yeah, he's a journalist, that's what he's gonna do. So I did enjoy it. It ended on a peculiar note. I did like everything about this one. I think this is a fun series. In Japanese, the title is Smiley, and I do like that they changed it to Smile because I feel like if it was called Smiley in English, that's a little silly. This one I think has 6 volumes out in Japanese. I think that's what it was. In English, there's only 1 volume out right now, but I think there's a total of 2 more out for pre-order as far as I can tell. But yeah, I enjoyed it. My last read was Blue Period Volume 4. I like Blue Period a lot. What can I say? This is a seinen coming of age story. Is it seinen or shonen? This is a seinen coming of age series. I thought it was seinen. About a high school boy who is looking to pursue his love for the arts. So he's giving it his all, working at like art prep school to be able to pass his exams and make it to a very prestigious art university. Is what at least the first 4 volumes are about. I'm assuming he will get into a art university and then that's what the story will follow. But for now, we don't know. He's getting ready. I really like this one. It is all about pursuing your dreams, like shoot for the stars, because even if you fall, you'll still, that sort of story. And it's just very touching. Especially there was a scene in this one specifically that like I was like, oh, it's so sad. It's so touching. Because it was our protagonist, Yatora. He's kind of a delinquent, but he's still really kind and like everybody really likes him. And his friends are also kind of delinquents. And we learn in this volume that his friends really, really enjoyed hearing him talk about pursuing his love for the arts. And it was just so sweet because his parents even were kind of not all that supportive, at least at the beginning. But his friends break it to him that like, yeah, like even though we don't really get art, we love you and we love hearing you talk about it. And it was just really, really nice. And we learn in this volume, it's not a big spoiler, so I'm just gonna say it. One of his friends decided to pursue his dreams because he was so motivated by Yatora following his own dreams. And it was really nice. So yeah, I really like Blue Period. And that's everything that I've read so far this week in 3 days. And I'm planning on reading more. I am reading also this light novel. I try and do a chapter a day because this is easier on me. This one does have an English. It's called About a Place in the Kinki region. Japanese is Kinki Chiho no aru basho ni tsuite. This one does, my bangs are so long. This one does have a movie, and I think it has a sequel book. I'm not quite sure. I'm not doing anything until I finish this book, and I really have only just started. And I'm also going back to The Condemned Villainess, but this is my current Japanese read, and it's very, very good. I'm really enjoying it so far. This one does have a lot of publishing house specific words, like about like publishing newspapers, like requiring ingredients to cultivate a story, blah, blah, blah. And my Japanese, my lexicon is not really publishing house exclusive. I've been working on my fantasy related vocabulary. So this is good study material for me. Plus, it's interesting. I like a good horror story because the horror story elements, I know all those words, so I don't have to look anything up. But then when it goes back to like, yeah, I'm a editor and I'm trying to gather all of these articles and here are some excerpts and blah blah blah. Those words, I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. I have to look those up. So it's good study material for me. And that's everything I've read so far this week.